What's up, Zelda fans? This is Hyper Paradox, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. In the last episode, we made a new friend in the Flying Rooster and trekked up Tal Tal Heights. In this episode, we are going to enter the 7th dungeon. So let's insert the bird key into this hole, and the tower will rotate and reveal the entrance. And this is actually the last time we're going to see our good friend the Flying Rooster. So let's wave bye-bye to him. And here we go! Level 7, Eagle's Tower. Now, a lot of fans of the game say this is the most difficult dungeon, and I really can't blame them. This place is really big, there are lots of traps, and there are anti-fairies everywhere. So let's unlock the door and head up into the 2nd floor. Now there is a chest right there, but we cannot get to it yet. Okay, now there is an orb right there on that pedestal. That is part of the main gimmick of this dungeon. But we want to ignore it for now because we want to get the map and compass first. So let's go up here, and we have another horse head puzzle. Yep. Oh wow! First try! That is pretty cool. So we get the map, and if we check the map, we can see that this place has 4 floors. One of only 2 dungeons in the game that has more than 1 floor, the other being Key Cavern. So we want to go and fall down this pit to land right here. And next we want to hit this crystal switch. The thing that makes this dungeon difficult is that there are a lot of barricades, but there are relatively few crystal switches. But now that the barricades are down, we can actually get to work using the orb. Now here's the thing about the orb. If you accidentally drop it into a pit, it will reappear on its pedestal. Okay, so pull up on this lever and quickly grab it, and then, ow, not quite, I was a little bit too slow there. Alright, as I was saying, pull it up all the way, grab it, and there we go. So what we need to do is, if you throw it at the pillar will be destroyed. There are 4 pillars in all, and you can get rid of the first 2 right off the bat. Okay, that's both of them. Once all 4 are destroyed, the upper section of the dungeon will collapse, allowing you to access it. Alright, so we want to head back up, and I threw the orb right on the spikes. Yeah, great work, Paradox! Alright, let's move the block out of the way, throw, jump, pick up, past the three of a kinds, and you'll want to throw it over this barricade. We will be getting back to it later, but right now we have these guys to deal with. Okay. Okay, that's 2 spades. Let's see if I can get 3 of a kind. Yep, I did it. Okay, and in this chest is the compass. And we know what the compass does. You don't need to tell us. Alright, we'll want to go back down the stairs. And we get a Guardian Acorn for defeating that mini Moldorm. Very nice. Now, we'll want to go up and around, and we meet a new enemy. This is Anti-Kirby. Anti-Kirby, as his namesake suggests, will try and suck you up. But 4 hits from the boomerang will do him in. 1 will do that Goomba in. That was a pointless statement, I know, but roll with me. And yeah, we'll want to go right up here, right up these stairs. And we'll want to take this turning panel. Okay. Now in here, believe it or not, you actually want to go down this pit. Make sure it's that square because you'll land on the raised barricade. Then when you open it, you get the stone beak. So you can kind of cheat your way through that. Alright, let's head back up there and go to the same room the flying tiles were in. You'll want to try and take care of that anti-fairy quickly. Because those flying tiles, although you can indeed block them with your shield, if an anti-fairy hits your shield, it'll bounce you back, and you might fall into one of the pits, which is pretty annoying. But anyway, now that we are in the same room, we'll want to throw the orb at the third pillar. And we'll want to push this block down and throw the orb there. And I was kind of nervous that that would indeed, oh, really? Really? Oh, that's a little frustrating. But like I said before, if you remember what I said before, if it falls down a pit, it reappears at the same pedestal it was. By the way, let's check to see what this owl statue has to say. The riddle is solved when the pillars fall. Okay, I just said that. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to pull that, get the orb. Okay, good. This time we'll go to where the second pillar is, but we want to throw it down there. And I believe we'll want to hit this crystal switch. Okay, so if we jump across, back over the spikes, we'll have to make our way back to the room where the flying tiles were. Well, not that room, the room before it. So what we want to do is we actually need to go down the pit. As strange as that may sound. So we have to make our way back, hit the switch again, go up, and back towards the stairs. Okay. Now that that is over and done with, let's move this block out and go back the way we came. Alright, this is the way. So the barricades are in the right place. We want to go back up the stairs. And there we are. But this time, we actually want to go down to meet the Hinox. Apparently, he's had too many tomatoes because he's now red in the face. But since I am also red, 2 sword strikes will do him in. And we get the fairy. Now we'll want to fall down the pit that is closest to the wall, because we will land on the upper ledge. And there is a chest right here. So we open it and get 20 pointless rupees. Pointless, yes, but at least it's opened and we don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay. So we want to climb back up. And we want to go back down. And we are in a room with these 3 of a kinds again. And if we do that, there is a chest. However, we cannot access it from where we are. But that is only temporary. Okay, what we'll want to do is... well... oh, jeez. Okay, alright. Okay, now I know what I need to do. What we want to do is we want to pick up the orb and throw it across this gap. Really important that you do that because the room above it is where the fourth and final pillar is. Okay, we have to get through another round of these stupid flying tiles. Okay, come on, guys. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Ugh. I do not want to fall down the pit. That is the last thing I want to do. Okay, good. Now, you see this section of the wall between the two torches? If we hit it, we can recognize it that it is indeed loose. So let's place a bomb right there. And go down and place another bomb at this broken section of the wall. And what do you know? We can access the chest via the hook shot. So let's hook on over there, and we get some bombs to replenish the ones we used up. But more importantly, pick up the orb, and there is the fourth pillar. And the orb can also destroy enemies, I forgot to mention that. Okay, let's try that one more time. There we go! Okay, that is the fourth pillar, and we get an outward glimpse of the top section of the dungeon falling. That is pretty awesome. Okay, there's one more thing we have to do. Unfortunately, there's nowhere to go but down. So, if we go back the way we came, and go back up the stairs, you remember that chest that was blocked by the barricades? Well, now it's down. And if we open it, you've got the mirror shield. You can now turn back the beams you couldn't block before. Okay. Now the mirror shield replaces our old shield automatically, and we can now reflect the laser beams and fireballs that we couldn't reflect before. So now that we have the mirror shield, we want to fall down this hole right here. That will allow us to be on the upper ledge of the right wall, which contains a key that we'll need. Be sure you take care of that key as soon as you get the mirror shield, because you don't want to go through the processes of switching the barricades on and off again. Alright, so jump down through... So we have to jump off the ledge. And we have to go back up. Because now that we have the key, we can unlock this block right here. And that will allow us to quickly go between the floors of the dungeon. However, I am running a little bit low on time here. So, I think I'm going to end the video right here while I'm wandering around the Eagle's Tower. So, in the next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, we are going to journey through more of Eagle's Tower. And as you can see on the map, we already cleared the first two floors. So, if you like my videos, leave a comment below, or give me a like, or subscribe to my channel. For now, this is Hyper Paradox signing off.